Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School Thai. I am Muhammad Yasin. This English class is for the students of grade 5. We are going to do our 11th chapter today. This is 23rd video in this class. Dear students, after today's lesson, we shall be able to understand the passage given in chapter 11. We shall do exercises of this chapter. We shall do 2 exercises of grammar also. And dear students, in chapter 11, we shall try to understand the correct meaning and pronunciation of the new words. Here are a few new words. I would like you get familiar with the meaning and correct pronunciation of these words. The first word is aim. Aim means a result that you try to achieve. That is your goal. Beauty means the quality of being beautiful. Bitter. Bitter is having a strong, unpleasant taste. Choose is to decide which thing you want. Disappointment is the feeling of being disappointed. Effort is an attempt to do something. Hire is to pay money in order to use something for a short time. Pack is to put your things into bag or boxes when you are going on holiday. Permit means to allow something. Slope means a surface, a piece of land that is high at one end and low at the other. Log means a thick piece of wood that has been cut from a tree. Everest is the highest mountain on earth. Dear students, this is the guidance for you to pronounce the following words correctly. Some words which may cause difficulty. Here is earth. We call it earth, but R is silent. You can see here in the pronunciation. It is earth. Earth. R is silent. We shall not pronounce it earth. It will be earth. Next is lake. It should not be pronounced as lick. It is lake. Log. Log should not be pronounced as log. Earth. Lake. Earth. R is silent. Earth. Lake. Log. Yes. Mount Everest, dear students, the name of our lesson is the top of the word. The highest mountain is the Mount Everest. This is the scene of Mount Everest. Our lesson is about this mountain. We are going to read. This is another picture of the Mount Everest. This is our lesson, the top of the word. Today we are going to read first lesson about the Mount Everest. That is why here is written the top of the word 1. This is one lesson, and there is another lesson about this mountain also. Let us start reading. The highest mountain in the world is Mount Everest, which is to the north of India. It has a height of 8,848 meters. That is about 8.5 kilometers high. Men have often tried to climb Mount Everest, but it is very hard to climb. It is so high that the air is very thin. And it is difficult for climbers to breathe. Climbers must take air with them. The cold is very bitter and there are often strong storms. The slopes are covered with snow and ice and are very slippery. Many times men tried to climb Mount Everest. The first time was in 1922, the second time was in 1924, and the climbers reached a height of 8,400 meters. Then they were defeated by the weather and by their tiredness, and they turned back. It was a big disappointment. All their efforts had been useless. This happened again and again in later years, and some men lost their lives also. Their companions watched them fall to their deaths. In 1953, Major John Hunt decided to try. He chose his companions very carefully. There was a doctor, a scientist, and a photographer among them. They made very careful plans. They made long lists of the things they had to take with them and packed them very carefully. They did not start until everything was ready. They first went to Nepal, a country to the south of the mountain. Their aim was to climb Mount Everest from the south. Before then, people had always tried from the north. They hired 33 men from Nepal to go with them as guides to show them the best way to the mountain and to carry them of the things. They had to carry tents, warm clothing, ladders, radios, tent food, and many other things. For many days they walked through beautiful countryside with rivers, trees, flowers, birds, and butterflies. But they did not have much time to enjoy the beauty. Soon they had their first sight of Mount Everest. Yes, students, this is the first exercise. We are set to choose the best answers. Men first tried to climb Mount Everest in 1922. Yes, it is mentioned in the lesson. B part is men tried to climb Mount Everest. How many times? Many times. This is the correct option. Dear students, this is the next exercise. We are set to put a tick by the true sentences and a cross by the untrue ones. No mountain in the world is higher than Mount Everest. Yes, this is true. India is to the north of Mount Everest. Dear students, let us see in the lesson. There is written, the highest mountain in the world is Mount Everest, which is to the north of India. Mount Everest is to the north of India. Here is written, India is to the north of Mount Everest. That is why this statement will be false. Mount Everest is very hard to climb. Yes, it is true. People are dying. It is difficult for climbers to breathe because the air is very cold. Dear students, air is very cold, that is true, but the reason for difficulty for breathing is not this. In fact, it is hard to climb. It is so high that the air is very thin. Air is very thin and it is difficult for climbers to breathe. For the climbers, it is difficult to breathe because the air is very thin. Very thin means less air. Less air means less oxygen. That is why it is difficult for climbers to breathe. But here it is said it is difficult because the air is very cold. This is not the true reason. That is why this part will be false. The slopes on Mount Everest are very slippery. Yes, they are very slippery. We have read it in the lesson. Some people were killed when climbing Mount Everest. Yes. Major John Hunt is a doctor. Dear students, Major John Hunt is not a doctor. There is a doctor in his team. One of them is a doctor who are going with him, but Major John Hunt by himself is not a doctor. That is why this will be false. Mount Everest is to the north of Nepal. Let us see, dear students. Here is written, they first went to Nepal, a country to the south of the mountain. Nepal is to the south of the mountain, and mountain will be to the north of Nepal. Yes, here is written, Mount Everest is to the north of Nepal. This is true statement. This is a little tricky, but if you try to understand, you can try. If you are standing with someone other, with your brother, sister, if you are on the eastern side of your brother will be on the western side, on your western side. It will change. You can try to understand, you will understand. Altogether, Major John Hunt took 30 people with him. 33. Did he take 33 people with him? Dear students, there was a doctor with him, there was a scientist with him, there was a photographer with him. Other than these people, they took 33 people from Nepal to carry the things. Here it is written altogether. Major Hunt took 33. No, altogether they were not 33. They were more than 33. Because there was a doctor, photographer and scientist. 33 were those who were hired from Nepal to carry the things. That is why this will be false statement. There are rivers, trees, flowers. No, nothing is like that. Let us move to the next, dear students. This is the table. You are set to make good sentences. This exercise is a little different from the ones which you do. Here you can see the difference is I saw him stop. Dear students, with these words you can use him, but here is nothing to use. You will go to stop. You can use stop, move, get into the car with all these, okay? Now you look here. With these words, you cannot use this too. This too is only to use with these words. I told the dog to get into the car. You cannot say I saw him to stop. No. From here, after writing him, after writing the dog, with all these words, you can write him, you can write the dog, but you cannot write to. With these words, you can write him, you can write the dog, but you cannot write to. To will be written only with these words. I told the dog to move. I told the dog to stop. I asked the dog to stop. I ordered the dog to stop. Okay. Now try to understand. Here is written how many good sentences can you make. What will be a good sentence? Okay. I ordered the dog to stop. This will be a good sentence. But if you say I advised the dog to stop, this will, according to the table, it will be correct. but it will not be a good sentence. We do not advise the dog like this to stop, to move, to get into the car. Do you understand? What does it mean when we say good sentence? Good sentence means sensible according to our culture, according to our customs. When a sentence is there, that will be said good sentence. Otherwise, according to this table, all the sentences will be correct. Do you understand now what does it mean when we say good sentence? Good sentence means it should look good. It should give correct meaning according to culture, custom, environment where we live. I think you have got the idea. Yes, students, this is exercise 4. Let us try to understand what are we said to do. Here we are said, join the sentences. He fell, I watched him. We shall join these two sentences. Answer will be I watched him fall. We shall start from our second sentence. I watched him. This fall will become from the first sentence. This is the verb of the first sentence that is changed from second form into first form. Uzma sang 2 songs. We heard her. We heard her. We heard Uzma sing 2 songs. We shall start from second sentence. First of all, we shall write second sentence. Then the verb of the first sentence will change from second form into first form. Let us look at A part. The door closed. I heard it. I heard the door close. You can see here, first form is written here. The second form of the verb has changed into first form. We shall complete this exercise. Look at D part now. The bus moved. I felt it. I felt the bus move. Move is the first form of the moved. Yes, students, this is the second part of this exercise. Here we can see this is again the example written here. G part is the aeroplane landed. He saw it. He saw the aeroplane land. The bell rang. I heard it. I heard the bell ring. She did it again. He made her. He made her do it again. Yes, students. This is exercise 5. In this exercise, we are said to give answers like the one in the examples. Did you see Zia when he broke the window? Yes, I saw Zia break the window. Our answer will start by writing yes. Did you watch Susan when she dived into the water? Yes, I watched Susan dive into the water. Yes, I watched Susan dive into the water. Let us look at the exercise. Did you see the aeroplane when it fell into the sea? Yes, I saw the aeroplane fall into the sea. Did you see Uzma when she fell down the steps? Yes, I saw Uzma fall down the steps. Worth noting is that the verb of the sentence changes into first form. Here is written fell, here will be fall. Next part of the exercise. Did you watch the children when they climbed the tree? Yes, I watched the children climb the tree. Here will not be climbed. Did you hear the blackboard when it fell over? Yes, I heard the blackboard fall over. Dear students, this is exercise 6. Choose the right answer. Yesterday I saw a man get on a bus that was already full. What will be here? Yesterday I saw a man got on a bus that was already full. I heard the conductor ask the man to get off, and I heard the man say that he would not. The conductor again politely asked him to step off the bus, but the man refused to move. He said, I shall hit you if you do not let me stay on the bus. A policeman heard the man say this and made him get off at once. Yes, students, this is workbook. We are set to choose the answer which makes a sentence with the same meaning. We watched the man while he was painting the door. We watched the man paint the door. Take out your books, please, the teacher said to the children. The teacher asked the children to take out their books. Part number 3. Uzma fell into the water, but no one saw her. No one saw Uzma fall into the water. Part number 4 is the policeman told the men to stop fighting. The policeman made the men stop fighting. Please sing to me, Uzma, said Mrs. Green. I want to hear you. Mrs. Green wanted to hear Uzma sing to her. Dear students, here is the exercise. Finish these sentences using used to and any other words. First one is done for us. When I was a baby, I used to cry a great deal. When I first went to school, I used to play with toys. We can write used to play with toys. You can write whatever you want, but I have written this for you. When I was small, I used to color the pictures. You can write anything else. When we were in the other class, we used to sit in the front. When my father was a boy, he used to play football. Before the people came here to live, they used to live in the caves. Dear students, this can be done like this. Yes, students, we have done some exercises of chapter 11 of grammar. This is grammar. We are going to do exercise 22 of the grammar. We are set to select the correct form from within the brackets to fill in the following blanks. Adnan is not as tall as Anwar. From here, what shall we select? Tall. With as we write tall. Adnan is not as tall as Anwar. Rani is the most beautiful girl in the class. What shall we select here from the bracket? We shall select most beautiful. Why? Because Rani is compared with the whole class. We shall write here superlative degree. This is the loveliest song. Loveliest song. Why superlative degree loveliest will be used here? Because song is compared with all others. John is the naughtiest boy in this locality. John is compared with all other boys in that locality. Part number 6 is the most difficult part of English grammar is the tenses. Why most difficult? Superlative degree, because grammar is compared with everything other in the tenses. In the same way, the pen is mightier, comparative degree, than the sword, because pen is compared with the sword. Physics is as difficult as mathematics. With as, we used positive degree. Yes, students, this is exercise 32. This is part number 11. This is the shortest way to the hospital. Shortest, why superlative degree? Because the way is compared with all other ways. That is why superlative degree. The doll is the most expensive. My doll, because my doll is compared with all other dolls. Karachi is a bigger city than Lahore. Why bigger comparative degree? Because Karachi is compared with Lahore. An iron table is heavier than wooden table. Why comparative degree heavier? Because iron table is compared with the wooden table. In this way you can complete it. Seema is the shortest girl. Why superlative degree shortest is written here? Because Seema is compared with the whole class. Dear students, I shall repeat here. You listen me and try to understand. Positive degree of adjective is used when noun is not compared with anything other. When noun is compared with any one thing, we use comparative degree. When a noun is compared with several other things, we use superlative degree. Let us move forward. This is the definite article. What is definite article? We have read that an is an indefinite article. It comes before a singular countable noun when it is used for the first time. The is the definite article. What is definite article? The. Because it points out some particular person, place or thing. This is the boy who stood first in the examination. This is the town where I was born. Common nouns generally take an article before them. Proper, abstract and material nouns do not normally take an article. While an is used before a single common noun, the is used in the following cases. Dear students, here the cases are mentioned where we use the. The is used before the name of rivers. The is used before adjectives used as nouns. The is used before adjectives in the superlative degree. Dear students, all are easy to understand. They are given in your book. You can read to understand. The is used before the names of nations, the English, the French. The is used with names of things that are unique of their kind, the sky, the earth. The is used before the abbreviated names of countries, the UAE, the USA. Dear students, this is exercise 23. We are set to fill in the blanks with a, an or the. Number 1 will be completed. The sun shines in the sky. He is an able man. A horse is an animal with 4 legs. He has a bag in his hand. The bag is made of leather. A bird was sitting on the branch of a tree. The Ravi and the Chenab are rivers of the Punjab. For playing test matches, a team was sent to the West Indies. Do not make a noise. I paid a visit to the Punjab last year. Yes, students. The rich are happier than the poor. The rich, the poor. Why? Because the rich is a community. The poor is a family. Group of people. The sun rises in the east. We have learned where to use the, where not to use the. The sun we have learned because the sun is unique, moon is unique, east is unique. The rose is the loveliest flower. The boy on the bicycle is a friend of mine. The day of election is coming near. The poor are dear to God. Dear students, we have completed exercise 23 also. We did today exercise 22, 23 from the grammar. In your homework, you will read the passage given in chapter 11. Then you will do all the exercises in your notebook, including workbook and grammar, which are done in today's lesson. Dear students, that is all from our today's lesson. See you later in our new lesson. Goodbye.